Seaborne Beck Weathers was born in 1946. After graduation, he started a medical practice in his home state of Texas, and in 1996, Beck, then 49 years old, became one of the many climbers who climbed Mount Everest. He went as part of a group led by experienced New Zealand climber Rob Hall, who unfortunately never returned from this expedition, nor did 14 other people who fell victim to the capricious and formidable mountain. The expedition was purely commercial, and climbing to the summit was very important to many people. Weathers was one of them. So when a severe storm came up, it was clear that it was better to postpone the ascent, but people were just rushing to the top, and when the wind deceptively weakened, Rob Hall decided to go up. It was a huge mistake. An American mountaineer and pathologist from Texas, in 1996 he became one of the participants in the Everest tragedy. He lay in the snow for a day, a night, and another day. When Beck became exhausted and fell, he was left for dead. Lying on the snow at the unimaginable height of the Everest slope, he was conscious, but his body was frozen, he could not move. He was presumed dead, thus beginning the count of victims of the terrible tragedy on Everest in May 1996. But Beck was not dead, and when he suddenly appeared at the fourth base camp, it was a surreal shock. Beck Weathers had risen from the dead. Later, he wrote a book about it, Left for Dead, and he wrote about everything he went through. He wrote about being evacuated from a critical height and about the fact that his arm and nose had to be urgently amputated. He also wrote about what it feels like to be left for dead, when there is no hope for help, when you know for sure that your life is completely in your hands, weak, frostbitten, and immobile. There are different opinions how he managed to survive. Doctors talk about the hidden functions of the human brain. Sherpa leaders are sure that the gods held Beck. And only Beck Weathers himself knows that it was his love for life and his family that helped him. He just couldn't just live. Subsequently, Beck returned to his medical practice in Texas and wrote a book, as well as began giving motivational speeches.